we back again. We got Ayana in the building, y'all. We got Ayana in the building, y'all. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Let me catch it real quick.
Catch that.
It's just a little something, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
This for Yonda. Look,
Go.
check it. I said, Yon time. She always on her grind. She's the type of trainer that's always on time.
Yeah.
Training the elite. Now we hear about the shining on ShowTimeSpeaks.
Yeah. I'm just trying to catch my flow. I just walked in the door. Yeah. 10 toes on the floor.
Oh, you drawn.
Yeah. Make sure you catch this flow. We on a mission to support the people. Just if you see me, we ain't no equal. We making movies. Met on the set, we making sequels. ShowTimeSpeaks. Yeah, we in the building. This straight off the dome. Yeah, we in the building. K-Riz.
Yeah.
Yon Time.
Yeah.
BXA Digital.
Yeah.
FSC. We back with all the flows in the goals. Showtime, we on go. Start the show, cause we about to hit the beat.
Talk to him.
ShowTimeSpeaks.
Talk to him. Talk to him, Showtime.
Yeah.
Talk to him, Showtime. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Yeah. Come on.
Yes, sir.
ShowTimeSpeaks. We back in the building. We got the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
FSC Media Team.
Yes, sir.
BXA Digital. Stop playing, man. It's been a while. I know we've been saying it.
Yup.
But the whole gang is back.
We back, man.
Don't be scared because listen, when Miss Christina's in the building, we all in the building. Let's go. Man, I'm so excited for this episode, man. Just to be back.
Yes, sir.
Feeling the energy. It's getting close to that time for me to go. But just like taking in all these moments, feeling all this good energy. It's like when you walk out and you hear that crowd and they go, ShowTimeSpeaks. I'm in my bag right now. Stop playing. Episode 20. Don't forget the sponsor, Cozy Jeweler, the jeweler that keeps us cold. Oops, I meant cozy. Stop playing.
Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him.
What's going on, Kenny?
Stop playing. Nah,
Tell me to calm down because I'm drawing right now.
Nah. We got that vibe right now, man. We got an elite trainer in the building.
Yes,
so
we do.
We gotta bring that juice.
He's like a living embodiment of my ADHD.
I'm letting it out.
But I just want to ask you though, bro. How do you feel, bro? Because like these last couple of weeks, I would say the last 2-3 weeks, we've been seeing a different type vibe in your training. Even yesterday, that session that you did was a great session. So are you like starting to feel like you ready now, or like how you feeling emotional wise?
You know, like when you start to feel like something happening.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to feel it.
Nah, I know yesterday you was on some.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like my preparation is starting to get to that point where like I know I'm about to go.
Yeah.
So like my nights, like my preparation to get ready, and I know people gonna be out there.
Yep.
And that's my audience to put on for.
Yeah.
I'm just taking it to another level right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I always say this, man. When you can give more when you get less, that's how you know. That's when you know what type of person you really are, bro.
Yeah.
And as of lately, you know, things ain't been like glitter and gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that money pot ain't looking too good.
Yeah.
But I'm working through it. You feel me? And I feel that energy happening. And like to be out there, I can feel my body starting to respond to all the training right now. All the stuff that we've been doing, all the stuff that me and Doc been doing, all the stuff that me and PT with Artem doing.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like even swimming at like I'm tapping into that space where I know I'm about to be one of the best receivers out there this year.
Yeah.
And you know, we talk about the 1,000 yards every single year. Last year, we didn't really have no goals. We didn't have no expectations. We wanted to just play and go win a championship. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm coming for all of it this year.
Yeah, talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing with a different type of attitude, a different type of peace, though. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I got a second family that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I'm in a different space right now.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically. I'm ready to take off right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm channeling all those emotions that I've been feeling these last several months.
Mm-hmm.
I've accepted my fate. I've accepted what I've done. I think that when you're in a position in your life, sometimes you need to accept. You need to go through it, sign the contract or sign it, put your name on that dotted line, go through it, feel it for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months. And after that, ain't no more talking about it.
Yep.
Go handle business and go do what you do.
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of like where I'm at. And like you said, man, I am turning it up.
Yeah.
I felt that energy yesterday.
Yeah, bro.
And you know, we here.
Yeah.
So how you feeling, man? What's going on, man?
I'm feeling good, man.
And don't you know what I'm talking about too. How you feeling? What's going on?
I'm feeling good, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the last couple episodes we've been talking about it, but
Yeah.
like you said, bro, like when you go through stuff and when you know you're about to go through a different time in your life, it's just you accept it, and I'm excited for it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just, it's a journey. So
yeah,
I don't know what's about to happen next, but
yeah,
one thing I know to do is I grind and I hustle. So
no, I feel you, bro. That's important, bro.
Yeah,
you know, in all of it, when you going through that uncertain times, you got to push through.
Mm-hmm.
This next guest that we have, I'm extremely excited. I don't know her all that well, but I'm very, 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 very excited about this. She is a trainer.
Yep.
She is. I'm gonna let her speak because she's got a whole long resume.
Yep.
Miss Yantan Soup, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Before we even start, can we get the Yantan Soup? Like, where does this come from?
So when I was little, I was always like sick. I had like I was always eating soup.
Yeah.
So my little brother would call me Soup Kid.
Wow.
And then when I got to college, because I was broke college kid, I was always eating Chinese food. So my roommates named me Yantan. So we just
it's stuck.
That's love. I was like,
Yantan Soup.
That's love. Let's talk. If people don't know who Yan is, who is Yan?
So I've learned that my life is like a duality. Like, so it's Yantan, who's the Instagram. You see me with my kids, and then there's like Ayana, who's very private, very family based, internalizes a lot of things. So I don't even think you really kind of know my background.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's
so
why.
my dad's a former NBA player. He played at the University of Maryland, played in the NBA for a couple years.
Shout out to the Terps.
Mm-hmm. He's not really happy with them right now.
Yeah.
My older brother is 10 years older than me. So he is an assistant at Villanova University on the men's side.
Oh, nice.
But he's been coaching since I was like 14.
Oh, wow.
So like played at Drexel, did like a year over at Hoop Group, and then was like a D1 coach. Like he got his first job at LaSalle.
Yeah.
And then my little brother currently plays overseas.
Oh, that's love.
So like I come from a family of athletes. I played 3 sports in high school, and then I played at LaSalle University. I was a volleyball player.
Okay.
Had an injury, and then decided that like sports was just not for me. Like I felt like that last injury, it was like God saying, "Listen, maybe you should be on the ground."
Yeah.
And then I had I struggle. Obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but I struggle with ADHD, and then it was misdiagnosed. So I always thought I was like super anxious and depressed. And then that post, like being an athlete to like becoming a NARP, was like really hard for me, especially with the family that I have. So I felt like the super black sheep. Like I felt super out of place.
Wow.
And I tried to like remove myself from it, but like I love the gym. I love training.
Yeah.
So finished my degree, and then decided, all right, I'll work in the gym for a little bit. And then someone was like, yo, get a cert. So I was like, all right, cool. I got like my NASM. And then I was like, all right, I kind of like this. Let me go back to school for a little bit.
Yeah.
Got my degree in kinesiology, got my second degree in kinesiology. And I kind of actually, during that time as well, I studied for the LSAT. Like I was just doing a bunch of things, like trying to figure, like I was really trying to figure it out. Like, because people don't, I had to explain this to like my parents, where I was just like, no one ever told me that like my brother's life was like false perception. Right. So like we were told as little kids, like, you go to college and you get a good job. My older brother went to college and he got a really good job. So like where normal people's expectations is here, ours is like here.
Yeah.
And I like really struggled just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the longest time.
Yeah.
So I studied for the LSAT, realized like I didn't like reading that much.
Yeah.
And then I started working at this private studio, training regular clients, which is, I didn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
I had a client named Mary who had a son named Charlie who was a squash player. And she was like, do you work with athletes? And I'm just like, I mean, I'm certified too. Like I can.
Yeah.
So my very first athlete was like Charlie, who was a squash kid from Heritage.
Wow.
And I loved it. Like it was so cool just to like literally focus my training on how an athlete's supposed to move. And then from there, I was like, all right, this might be a thing. And then reality hit that like most people don't want a girl strength coach.
Talk about it.
So I was like, fine, that's cool. Like maybe I could find a way to get into it another way. And then I got certified in massage therapy. I have a lot of certs. I spent a lot of money, bro.
No, but that's good. That's good.
Spent a lot of money. So I'm still like trying. So now I just have like squash kids, and then I have like a couple of track kids, and I'm just like, all right, like this is what it is. Like if this is my lane, so be it. COVID hit, and now I'm working with Brandon Bing and all those dudes prepping for Combine, and then they all got the memo like COVID was a thing. Pro days were canceled. Like gyms started closing. Thank God that my studio was private, and like the guy who owned it was just like everyone's on their own. Like if they want to come in, great. If they don't, great. And I always say this, shout out to Big Swift. Like Swift wasn't closing. He just put the film on the glass and like it was what it was. And I got to be around all these like amazing people. Amazing athletes. Like it was like I went from squash to like Dre. And the crazy part was like I didn't really know much about college football. So like I'm up there, there's Dre, there's Mark, there's like all these boys that have like their homes there. So like
top tier.
I didn't like the day Dre got drafted, I cupped him that day. I didn't even know who it was.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I was just like, all right, I guess I'm here. You hop on the table.
Right.
The same time, Swift has all the St. Joe's prep boys.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
All of them were training out of there. So every Saturday I go up there. They would train for like 3 hours, and like they would just peel off and get on the table, and I stretch them and they hop back in the workout. And I did that for a while. And then a couple of the parents were like, yo, like what else you doing? So I would come up there and stretch. And at the same time, this is probably before COVID, I missed a step. The CEOs of Elite reached out to me because I trained his wife. I was training his wife, and she's just like, oh, we're opening up this place, and I think you'd be a good fit for...
And can you say what that place is called again?
Elite Sports Factory, Maniac. She was like, oh, we're opening up this place. Like, I would think I think you'd be a good fit to like just run it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then COVID hit, and she's like, oh, everything's delayed. Like, getting equipment in was delayed. The workers had to, if they had like 50 people on site, I think they had to drop it to like 10. Like, so it was like a delayed thing. And like, here I go again, back in my little ADHD mind. And I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's a sign from God. Like, this ain't supposed to happen. So I'm working with Swift's people, training again. I have like a couple more clients or whatever. And then I get the call that Elite's like, they're good. I think this was like in maybe June, where they're like, yeah, we're going to keep construction going. So fine. Have to tell around like August, I have to tell my like or the guy that I work for, I'm like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to do something else. Like, this was great. I still keep in touch with a lot of my clients.
As you should,
I was just like, this is great, but I think I found like a new passion. Like, I really love being with the kids. Like, it was a vibe.
Now, can you explain what you do at Elite?
So that is that's a journey in itself too.
Like everything you do, because you just don't train.
No, I run the entire building.
And can you explain like?
So with that journey, right? So I was only there to be a director of operations, so just to like help set up things and then like just put systems in place.
So you weren't there to train at first?
No, like again, the owner he's very baseball oriented, and it was supposed to be a baseball like facility. So he had hired a guy that was a catcher at West Virginia, and like that was supposed to be his guy. So I'm cool with it. Like I have a normal work day. I go in at 9, I clock out at 6. Like it's cool. I signed some contracts. I developed contracts. I'm getting systems in place. And that was in September. The city shut us down because apparently we weren't supposed to be operating. So the city shut us down in November, and dude was like, yo, I'm out. Like, no. So he was there for like 2 months and he dipped on us. And my baseball director at the time is the head coach of Penn Charter Baseball. So shout out to Justin.
Yeah.
Justin's like, Jan, just do it. And I'm just like, teenage boys, not for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot, because it was his entire baseball team. So it's 40 boys plus all his college boys that couldn't go back to school. They're all there. He has kids that are like in the minors that are also trading out of there. And I'm just like, this seems like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because like, you're not no willy-nilly situation. This is like a big deal. Because I think at the time they were like #1 in the state. So I'm just like, I'm cool. Like, I'm all right.
Yeah, right.
So we gave it to someone else. He lasted 2 weeks, and Justin's like, just do it. And I'm just like, I kind of like just like organizing things. Like, that makes me happy.
Because that's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of pressure.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's different when it's a squash kid. Granted, shout out to Charlie. He went to Brown. Shout out to Charlie.
But I know what you're saying. No,
but like at the time, we had 2 kids we had one kid that had signed to Duke, and then another kid, Andrew Haley, that was pitching around like 94, 95 as a 17-year-old. So like,
I know.
So Healy's it was like, in this, like, it was crazy to watch, because I would come into work and he's like, there's MLB scouts at the facility.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
And I'm just like, y'all want me to work? I'm like, I've never watched a baseball game in my life. I don't really know what I'm doing. And this seems like a lot of money if I mess it up.
I feel you.
So I think like we had another guy come in that fell through, and then like Justin literally, like, I'm walking in the building, he gets me in the car, he's like, we're going to Dunkin' Donuts, and he's like, stop being a pussy. I'm just like, okay. I was like, all right, I'll do it. And it was like, I think from there everything just took off. So like,
turn me up.
It like went fast too. So now I got like 40 kids, and now their sisters are all like, "Oh, there's a girl trainer. Bet like I want to come work out with her." And then they found out like, "Yo, she played like high level volleyball. Like she's not." So they're like, now I have volleyball girls coming in, and then obviously I have like the little basketball girls, which I have to tell everyone I didn't know how good they were.
Right.
Like if. Kenny knows like Ryan and Jesse and I didn't know they were 12, 13. They just cute little kids, and they just wanted a girl trainer. So I'm like, bet.
Let's go.
And like, I think it's just been like a avalanche. That's the only way to describe it. Like it's just rolling.
It's crazy because like your story is kind of like my story in a sense, because it's like I didn't know what I wanted to do after I was done playing football. It just so happened I had a internship at a gym where, you know, I was training regular clientele. Then one day they put me in charge of like the kids speed agility zone. And I'm like, dang, maybe I can see myself doing this. And then fast forward, I always tell the story. My boy Brandon was in the lead at the time. He came to do a session. And he was like, I said, bro, can you see me doing this? He said, yeah. So just like the guy, you said Jesse, what is his name? Justin. Just like he told you, yo, don't be a pussy, whatever.
He was nice about it, though. He was like, stop being a pussy. Just do it. Just do it.
It was the same thing with Brandon. He gave me that, like, faith and just, like, that, what's the word I'm looking for? Encouragement to just, like, go do it, bro. And then next thing you know, he introduced me to She. Next thing you know, introduced me to Hassan. Then it just, like you said, it just blew up. So we kind of relate in that sense.
Yeah.
No, I love hearing this dynamic of how you both became elite trainers, because that's what y'all both are. No, it's funny because when I was trying to make up my rap for today, I was trying to find a way to put in, how can I say 2 elite trainers? Like, it's beautiful to see not only, you know, y'all be trainers, but you being a female, a black female, and you being a male doing what you're doing. You know, I've asked Kenny this question, and I know you kind of touched on it a little bit. What's a typical day look like for you? I know you've got all these athletes and all these sports that you train. Like, go down a list of like, what is a typical day for you?
So a typical day, because So Elite Sports Factory, we are very like mom and pop, like we're very small. So
Yeah.
like it's this big building, but like when you walk in there, it's my CEO, it's me. We have like a front desk guy during the day.
Yeah.
And we might have like one of the kids or like, and we have Stan, my guy Stan, who we don't really have a title for him. He's just there.
Yeah.
Stan in the evening. So it really is like, I wake up, I check our social media. I have to, whatever ads that need to be ran, need to run those. Any flyers that need to be done, I create those. I check our schedule, check emails, answer everybody because we also run programs out of there.
Yeah.
And then like, so that's Elite schedule. And then I have to check my schedule. And like on a given day, so like today, I'll go in, stretch my man Jake. I got 4 coming in. Like this is a chill week, kind of, sorta, because like on one end, my basketball girls are all traveling because it's like the first live period.
Yeah.
But like this is also a really big weekend for volleyball. It's like NEQs, which is like the Northeast qualifier. So it's like your bid for nationals.
Okay.
So like this week has been really volleyball heavy where they're like, yo, I'm trying to get reps in. Like, can I get reps in? So like yesterday was kind of a lighter day, but it was bulk where I had like girls are leaving school early. So I'm training 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock volleyball. And then like shout out to my assistant Sophie who's been able to take them over because like at 4 o'clock, like my regular little guys come in and I have to train them.
Yeah.
So like Friend Central girls that aren't going to Virginia, they're coming in at 4. I have a track runner coming in at 5. I have Leah who's also a basketball player. She's coming in at 5. 6 o'clock, I have a volleyball program at Elite. So I'll be on the court at 6. 7 o'clock, they're in the weight room with me. I have a couple other little guys coming in so I could train them. 8 o'clock, I have a volleyball lesson. But at the same time, I have one of my football kids from Carroll. He's coming in. So I'll make sure like his workout's written. And then I'll go on the court with her. So I'll literally run back and forth from the courts downstairs to like make sure they're good.
Yeah.
That's a grind.
That is a true grind.
That's a grind.
That's what it takes.
That's my life.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look at it, that trainer life, people say like, I want to be a trainer. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Now, talking about that, what's the hardest thing for you? You know, like not only just being a trainer, but you are a female trainer. Talk about that experience and you being a female trainer and, you know, and how hard it's been for you with the schedule, how people look at you, how people view you. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about it.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So, and I've kind of just learned to just have solace in it. Like I don't, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just what it is. And like intersectionality plays a huge role into it.
Yeah.
I always say, so like I was at St. Joe's Prep as the strength coach there. And like that, like to me, like as well, my dad played at Prep, but like to me, like that was the coolest experience because like those boys have been with me for the last 4 years. But like having to explain that like the fight to get boys to just respect me, that is a struggle in itself. So I have like that.
Now, how do you get them to respect you?
Honestly, like I think it really is. So I power lift. So like it really is just like lifting with them and showing that like for the most part, because they are like almost like baby deer. Like they don't know, like when they're first in the weight room, they don't know what they're doing. 100%. So like when they see me throw 225 on a rack and squat it, like they're just like, oh, okay, she's not like a regular girl. So then you have that. And then like, I think there's other, I don't know how detailed I could get, but like also being a Black woman, like that's the thing. So like, I have to keep in mind, like there's some parents that, you know, well, doesn't matter my credentials, doesn't matter how many people I've trained, but because I can't change my melanin, like they'll always find a way to like go around me. I had that was a big thing in baseball, like with the baseball guys, like a lot of the parents were like, you're nice, but like, and I knew what it was. And like, originally I would get super upset. And then I just realized like, that's their loss.
100%.
Like that's totally their loss. Like my baseball boys that have been with me for the last 4 years, like those are my kids. Like those are my babies. Like they're all away right now. My original class are all away at like prep school or like, because I have like baseball academies for like if your grades aren't up or like if you need an extra year. So like they contact me like, every week, like to just check on me.
Yeah.
Or like I always tell this story how like I have a great relationship with my like those baseball boys in general, the Penn Charter last year's graduating class. And I'm not slow. Like they're teenagers. So like I know what y'all are doing. I know about the bridge. I know about Tiki. I know about all that. So like I would tell them like, yo, like I don't want y'all drinking and driving. So like here's the Uber account.
Yeah.
So like my relationship with them is beyond like the weight room.
That's love.
So like I have to like that's my solace. Like my whole thing is like I totally understand like there's some people that don't want to train with me because I'm Black, and there's some people that will not want to train with me or want their kids with me because I'm a woman. And that's on them. Like their child's missing on experience.
100%. 100%.
You're turning me up right now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of women out there that don't have a voice, and you even speaking about this right now, you becoming a voice for some of these people who are in silence, you know, and you're at the highest level and experiencing at a level that is a hard thing to deal with
100%.
Emotionally, physically, and just hearing you talk about it. Every little girl who's watching this can understand that you're going to go through everything to be in the position that you're in, but it's how hard are you willing to keep going to get through that?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at you and I'm thinking about my little sister. I'm thinking about your little sister. I'm thinking about your sister. You know, it's like they need to hear this.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? They need to hear a woman talking about the world.
Yeah.
And the world that you live in. You talking about baseball.
Yeah.
Bro. That's why I still don't really know
like
baseball like that. I go to the games though. Like I'll sit there. I'm a proud mom. I don't know what's going on, but like
but that's love.
It's definitely love, bro. And that's why I wanted her to come on, bro. Because I really wanted to just I never like gave you your flowers like in person. I just wanted to give you your flowers because even like me and Jan train some of the same kids.
I think that's so cool.
I was telling him that. Like we train some of the same kids. There's no like, nah, don't train with her. Don't. She send me kids and send her kids, and it's just all love.
So I want to give you your flowers because you're one of the only trainers, regardless of how we share kids, that like will randomly check on me.
Yeah,
like you'll randomly like, Jan, you good? And I'm like, no, Kenny, but it's okay. I'll be okay. But like I also love the fact that like we can do that because there's the other side of it is like I get like I'm very private, like I'm very to myself. There's so many trainers like strength and conditioning coaches, basketball trainers, football guys that like constantly like I'm such a threat. Like I have a condo in your head. Like you're constantly always talking about me.
Crazy.
And like all I want to do is train my kids and catch a vibe.
Yeah,
like that's it. Like that's it. Like Jules went on a visit and they were trashing him because his strength coach is a girl.
Bro, and I was going to give you the flower. Jules gained like 10 pounds, bro.
And I love that because like Jules said like, yeah, she's my trainer. Yeah. And she's the reason I'm here.
Yeah, like, bro, right.
And I'm like, damn, like I made that impression on you.
Yeah.
Like a little Black boy is standing up for me. So like, like that's a vibe. So like,
and going big time too.
And going big time. Like you're not a little guy anymore.
Nah, you're not.
So like for me in that sense of like, I have to battle that too. So like I have like the parents that I know won't want to mess with me. But like for people, because again, I'm very like to myself. Like I really do just like train my kids. I love studying. I love collaborating with trainers. So like I love having that freedom to reach out to Kenny and be like, yo, like, have you seen something wrong with this or that? And like, and he just gives me feedback. And I would love to have that cohesiveness with other trainers. But again, I also know that there's two sides of it. A lot of my kids ain't normal. They are the 1%. They are the 1%.
Sure.
So like, you feel like I did something, especially with the girls. Like I have so many, like I get conversations with the moms and like they'll be like, yeah, like so and so slid in like my DMs asking to train, and I'm just like, that's the business. Like I don't take it personal. Like, I don't take it personal.
I'm the same way, young.
Yeah.
You have to learn to just not take it personal for two reasons. Like it really is the business, and I believe like Philly's a big enough area, and there's so many athletic kids that like everybody can eat. Like, everybody can eat. Like you just find your niche, and everybody can eat.
100%.
And then the other part of it is that like my kids also have to evolve. Like so, like I might not be in like 2 years from now, I might not be the right trainer for them.
Yeah.
They might need a little bit more. And I would be selfish if I don't let them spread their wings.
100%.
So like I know that I help structure those wings, but like for me to like not allow you to like explore
and blossom,
learn from another trainer, learn a different style.
Yeah.
For me to be selfish and like bash you for that, that's ludicrous.
No, that's
we
love.
just alike.
I was just thinking that same thing
because it takes a village.
It takes a village.
No, he literally says that all the time, and I know we always joke around and say this or say that, but like just hearing you talk and hearing and knowing him personally, that's how he is too, and I think that is very good in a way because. It's certain things that you might not know or you might not be as good at that this person might be better at.
Anybody who asks me about speed, yo, let me see if Kenny's around.
Yeah.
Like that's not me. Like I'm not that's not me. Like volleyball is a very much a vertical for me. Athletically, as a vertical sport, I power lift. So like I don't need to run. Like I don't need to learn about a explosive first step. I don't need to learn about a negative step. He does that.
No, yeah.
So like, go to my man Kenny.
That's
like,
love.
And I trust him.
Yes.
Like I trust him because he's not looking. I'm very overprotective of my kids. I'm very, very guarded.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need anything from them. Like he's not looking. He's not looking for the cash out on the NIL.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
Like you could go train with Kenny. Now, am I like particular? And if a parent asks me about other trainers, will I be like, I heard some things? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, I tell my parents, I live a really great life. Like I get paid really well from Elite.
Yeah.
So like I don't really need your kids.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to train. I love training. I love what I do. I don't want to, there's enough people out here leeching off your children.
I don't want to be one of them.
I don't want to be one of them.
That's love, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this conversation. This brings me to my next question. You know, Kenny has his own mantra of it being Reds camp and stuff like that. What is your mantra that you live by in your training philosophy and what you do?
Great question. I think for me, it's always just been like elite breeds elite. And it's not even that I was like the best. Like I went to LaSalle. LaSalle volleyball was trash. I'll be the first one to say it. We were like 2-18.
You still
like,
D1 though, but
whatever.
Yeah.
But like I do flex that now. Like before I was like really shy to flex it. But like if I have to like humble my kids, like I'll be like, yo, like how many of us have the D1 scholarship? Right? I was like, not only that, my dad did it 3 times over. Because my brother played at Drexel and my little brother played at NJIT. We did it 3. He played at Maryland, so we did it 3 times over. So like you can get all the advice that you want, but I'm trying to tell you and prepare you for what that next level looks like. And then like I have like the coolest mentors, like Jesse Wright, who was with the Sixers, is one of my mentors. Steve Brindle, who's there now. He's my strength coach. So like I like if I even have a question about like someone's program, especially my basketball kids, hey Jesse, can you look at this? Does this look cool? Like John Shackleton was at Nova. He's one of my guys. Like I have a decent roster of people that like if I'm uncertain, because I do believe, and I tell my kids like stupid people don't ask questions. And I'm not high enough on my pedestal to ever think that I'm the smartest person alive.
Yes, sir.
She's talking that talk.
Yeah, she is.
I'm gonna ask for help. Like I don't mind asking for help. Like I think that's L7 weenie moves if I don't ask for like help. So that's how I just feel like that's my mantra. Like elite breeds elite. And then again, like I said, anybody who asks me for like to me, he's elite. Like he's like
likewise.
Like he's elite. Like I don't know anybody else who can hop off a plane from Florida, train a couple of NFL guys in the morning, have a lacrosse team come in for lunch.
Don't gas me up. Don't gas me up like that.
Kenny's like the Doso Keys guy. Like he's the most interesting man in the world.
Don't gas me up like that, yo. I appreciate it, but don't gas me.
And then he's at somebody's housewarming.
Yo, she crazy.
Because we got mutual. So I'm like, yo, Kenny's story, no lie. I think it was Friday. Kenny's story went like training y'all.
Yeah,
training. No, it's not. It's this real life training y'all. And then I think you had Mike Green. Then you had somebody. It was a lacrosse team. And then you in the back of Asia Baker's house for it.
Yeah.
She crazy, yo.
That was a Friday. I'm like, damn.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
So much energy.
That's
Nah,
the life.
yeah.
That's the life. But like, I don't know if you got this question, but how do you balance?
Yeah, that was the next
was that the
one.
next one?
It
All right, well,
was.
we on the same point.
Yeah,
then,
well,
my
come
brother.
on, man. We always thinking alike, bro.
How do you balance?
I don't. Well,
Yeah.
I don't like, and I think you know this because I am thankful for Dre sometimes because
Yeah.
she tells you everything. I've never been good like with. I think that comes with the ADHD though.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it comes with I hyper focus. So like work is something I hyper focus on, and I'm 120% into it.
Yeah.
So like, I've gotten better. So like, obviously I have the 2 phones. So I learned that like one of my phones strictly it has to be business because when Elite opened up, we didn't have a phone. So we just used my number.
So what number I got? So now I'm playing.
You got both. Oh, you have
I'm
both.
playing.
But I've learned to like disconnect. So like that's the phone that like when I leave work, that's the phone that immediately goes on do not
That's
disturb.
what I need to do, man. I got 2 phones for no reason.
No, you just have to like do not disturb the one phone. And then I've learned to like really enjoy like hanging out with my parents. As weird as that sounds. Like
That's not weird.
it's so
Nah,
weird.
go ahead. Talk that talk.
I've learned to enjoy hanging out with my parents because now that I'm older, like realizing like the sacrifice they made.
Yeah.
Right. Cause like again, once me and my little brother, I got my older brother, he's 10 years older.
Yeah.
Whatever. Me and my little brother are 3 years apart. So like the sports thing was like constant, especially for my mom, because my dad had to move to DC to like for work.
Yeah.
And I think how like my mom was really juggling like volleyball game, AU, making sure our homework was done. Because my mom knows nothing about sports.
Yeah.
But like she was
She
the most
supported it,
supportive
yeah.
mom. Like she was and she had cancer. So like for her to like watch her go like through like radiation and everything and like still be able to like make sure we had and we were able to go places and like we didn't miss out. So like just honestly like letting them vent. Like hanging out with my parents and like cause my dad has like amazing stories. Like my dad played with 8 other All-Americans in college.
That's
Like having conversations with him about basketball, like of like where the game is now. He was he's a big women's fan. So like lately it's just been like
the women's sports booming.
Women's sports and like and now like and I told I told Dre this, like my dad only came to like 2 volleyball games in my entire life. So like now that he's like I'll come home, he's got the Big Ten network on and he's like watching Nebraska. He's like, Dad, like it's fun.
That's love.
They're athletic.
Yeah.
I've learned like that's like to find the things that like honestly, again, especially with ADHD, that just calm my mind.
You going on vacations or no? I know you went to like Tennessee.
I love Tennessee. Like that is my goal in life, to just retire and live in Nashville.
Okay.
That is my goal. Just walk into somebody's coffee shop and somebody's playing on a banjo.
You're not like a beach person or nothing like that?
I love the beach, but I just feel like after a while, it's just like,
okay.
It's getting all over the place.
No, that's love. All right, so let's hop into this this next segment. I love this next segment because we go down memory lane for our guest, and we've got a couple of pictures.
Oh God!
That you just basically in this segment you just talk about how you feel when you see them. I love this segment because it really gets you to really tap into some of those feelings. Let's show the first picture.
Oh, my babies.
So, talk about your experience as a coach, being in these positions. All eyes are on you, and you're the one that's giving them everything that they need to be who they want to be.
So I coach. So what people don't know is I coach all 3 levels at Springside. So I coached the middle school because they couldn't find someone. So last minute I was like, all right, I'll do varsity. But I also coached the JV and the varsity at the high school.
Wow, I didn't. So you coach on top of?
Yeah, I coach.
Okay.
Like I coach. Like I am currently in here in the mix. Like
you
trying to figure out what. Because like this weekend I have to go to NEQs. Shout out to the fact that they're at the convention center. But like I'm going to recruit, but I'm also going to watch my girls. So so like middle school girls are terrifying if nobody knew. They are so scary. They're scary. I don't care. I'm scared. You can't even see her. There's one little girl on there and she knows who she is. And I say, you terrify me. She's like, Jan, aren't I your favorite? I was like, no, you're the one that scares me the most.
That's funny.
And like, this was the first time, because again, like, unfortunately for volleyball, especially in PA, we're so behind. Like, we're behind like Florida. We're definitely behind like the Carolinas. We're behind on the West Coast. So like, we're kind of getting in the shift of like, yo, volleyball can be a way to market our school, especially in the private schools, like in the PESA, where like nobody's out here willy-nilly got $45,000 a year to like spend on a regular education. So we're trying to turn it over. And like, this was the first time that the middle school girls had like someone of authority that was like, I'm not joking with y'all. Like, this is, to me, like, y'all do realize, like, it's not like, oh, I play for Coach Jan and then I disappear. No, y'all see me in July. Like, and I push them to be, because no one else at the school, especially at the middle school level, because like, if you're good in the PESA, so that's all the independent schools, for those who don't know. If you're good in the PESA, they just move you up. So if you're 8th grader, you just play at high school. Like, you play at varsity. So like, no one ever told these girls that they actually are good. Like, you guys are athletic. You're just not as good as the 2 8th graders that were moved up. But you're not bad. Like, you're not. So like, for me, like, coaching at the middle school level, or coaching girls in general, is just an experience. You luck up because you got like Ryan and Livy, and they're super locked in, and they're super elite.
For sure.
But like, when you get to like the past the 1%, it's a doozy. Like, it's literally, because again, like, it really is dependent on like what happened when they first woke up. Like, I'm friends with like Benny Simpson from Friend Central. He always calls me. And like, he'll be like, yo, so-and-so snapped on me. I'm like, bro, like, her bun probably wasn't bunning. Like, and that happened at 6:45 this morning. You didn't have a chance. Like, you really didn't have a chance. Like, it really, for boys, is very simple. Boys is like, there's like 3 or 4 things, right? Beefing with their parents, got in trouble at school, so they beefing with their parents. Something happened with the boys. Like, they were a part of the roast session. They have a quick comeback. They beefing with their girl. Like, that is where boys, that's where boys lives and dies. A girl really is. Like, she wanted to do her hair a certain way because she saw it on TikTok. It didn't look the way it was supposed to. That was at 6:45. Then like, instead of her mom calling her by her nickname, she called her by her government name. And like, now she upset. Then she get on, now she at the school, and like, her favorite teacher didn't wave to her or didn't say hi. Like, she said hi and not hello. Yo, by the time of the coach, by 3 o'clock, you're cooked. You ain't have a chance. So you just gotta just fight the good fight for an hour, 15 minutes.
So how do you so I deal with
That's the realest you gonna get it right there.
Just fight the good fight.
I deal with a couple girls too, right? And what I find, and not just all girls too, because it's all athletes, but how do you deal with the young athletes with lack of confidence? How do you like try to, build them up in a way?
So that's something that was like super important to me. Just being a female coach, right? So again, I got like Rye. It was so cute because I literally got them all at the same time. When I got Rye, Nat, and Liv, and like Colleen, it really was because like they had never seen a female coach. Like 100%. It wasn't.
And Dre would say that to me too.
Yeah, it was because they didn't see a female coach. And Dre, like I said, she gassed me up. Like, she's like, and you look like a girl. Like, you look like a regular girl. Like, there's nothing manly about you. So like, that's the thing. Like, I let them know, like, listen, I'm very, very real, and I'm very, very raw with them. So like, it's okay if you got a pimple. So they come in with the pimple patches and like. And I am sensitive to that. Like, I have I'm very sensitive that their emotions sometimes, especially because they are teenage girls, will take over. So like, I could be this typical coach or like a trainer that's like, all right, I need you to lock in. But like, I can't get you to lock in if you don't feel good about yourself. So yeah, like, okay, we'll take 30 minutes to sit and talk about it.
100%.
And like, I like expressed to my dad this. I was like, yo, my conversations with my kids can literally go from like, yo, I didn't throw good today, to like, yo, Jan, like, I think I watched because this is a real life thing. I think I watched my man overdose. Like that's where I've had girls come to me about like sexual assault, like, and like I do create a space where it's just like, listen, like, as long as you're not hurting anyone and like no one's hurting you, and like I won't tell your parents, but like there's been times where I'm like, yo, I gotta tell your parents, like this is nuts, like who, like so like. Especially with my girls, like that's just one of those conversations where it's like, I get it, bro. Like I get it. Like I don't feel great every day. I bloat. Like Shark Week hit everybody differently. Like it is what it is. Like, but like I've learned that like working with kids is not just, and I've watched other trainers.
Some of them just money hungry. Yeah,
I watched other trainers and they real stoic and honest with it. Like they're like, yo, I don't get into that personal stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's why you have the clients you have and I have the clients I have.
100%.
Like you're not willing to step outside of yourself, but you're willing to step in to take that money. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like I really don't need that. Like I'm good. But like my kids are people and they have feelings. Like you might not think it because they're 13 and maybe you think their feelings are silly, but like in a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old world, those are big feelings.
And I think that's what separates us, because again, I work with their kid and I'm kind of like a big brother to them. You like a big sis. Like, it's not like every day, like, we getting to work. Yo, how you doing today? How you feeling? What's going on? You know
I love checking the tea.
Like, I was mad that I didn't know his birthday was yesterday. I'm like, damn, let me text my young boy. You know what I mean?
No. My kids put that on my birthday is 10 days away. Y'all, what we doing for my birthday?
Yeah. But those little things mean so much.
They mean so much. Like, even this weekend. So, like, having like when I told my girls, I'm like, I'm gonna work half a day. Like I'm gonna try to get done early so I could come down to any cues.
Yeah.
Seeing the excitement on their face, like y'all just want to play to make me happy. Yeah. Like I ain't nobody. Yeah. I'm just your trainer, bro. Like
it's so funny that you say that because I feel that way about you, bro. Because when we go in front of other people, we brought in some people that we ain't never trained with before, and we training in Camden or we training at the end of the day. Yeah. I represent that right there.
Yeah.
So like when we step in between these lines, I'm turning up because of you. Yeah. I'm turning up because like just hearing y'all talk about this is like, man, like y'all play such a huge role in these kids' life, professional wise, high school wise, middle school wise. Man, like I was a trainer too. So like I spent a little time doing it too. And I know that feeling that you can get and receive by just being there for somebody, helping somebody, being a voice, being a mentor, being the energy, like influencing them because like, and it's not even just the kids, it's the adults too. They need those conversations. They need the encouragement. Like those times where you feel like you're down and out, this is the front line of what people see and need to get them through. Like, I love this conversation. It's like so fascinating just to even talk about. I don't live in the world of, hearing the little girls and the kids and the drama and everything like that I love this conversation, man. I think that we need to continue to keep having these conversations because people don't know about the stuff that goes on, like behind the scenes. They don't. To get these athletes to perform. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
like I said, me and Kenny we have like the same clients and like they're not average. Like they're not average. No. So like people think it's this like, oh well, and like I don't know if you get it, but like case in point, like I never post when Jake's at my place.
Yeah.
Because two things, and Shannon knows I'm so like guarded over 100%. Him. I don't post because of two things. One, like it's not anybody's like one, I work with kids. Yeah. So like y'all know I work at Elite. I don't need y'all clocking when children, especially someone like Jake who has such a large social 100%. Presence. I don't need y'all clocking when he's there.
I love that.
Every single time I post, it's the young bulls, right? No, bro, the young bulls who come after. Yo, what time you coming in? Yo. So like I understand.
Like I have to. I'm like even my volleyball girls. Yeah. Like I like. So he happened to come after a game and I stretched them and I also had like the volleyball girls and I like caught them like like doing the Snapchat like thing. I reamed them out.
Yeah.
I was like, how dare you guys? Like that he is a person.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that. Like y'all wouldn't want a camera in y'all face. I was like, so don't do that to him. And I'm very like Shannon knows I get like very
she loves you, by the way.
I get very mama bear about him. So like I never post when he's there.
I love that.
Because my whole thing is like you have like anywhere he goes, there's always attention.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
This isn't the time. Maybe I am your piece today.
It's a safe place. Yeah.
Maybe I'm your piece.
Yeah.
And if you get 40 minutes of that, cool.
Yeah.
I think I did my job.
No, yeah, that's the
100%.
environment you're trying to create.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next picture. I'm excited about this.
Really?
So we had Worley on the show a couple weeks ago. Like you said, you coach, trainer,
recovery.
Like
she do a lot.
Talk about this too. You know, you talked about it earlier in the show. Talk about scraping, cupping. Like how did this come about?
I'm trying to get into that too.
I just think honestly you should, because then you're just a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Especially with your pro guys, like make it a little bit like more just easier for them. But yeah, so obviously I was getting denied by everybody.
Yeah.
So like I said, I got certified and I got certified in physical therapy. And then at the time I was interning with one of my clients. She was like a holistic. She does the acupuncture thing. So like she would actually have me like testing, cupping, and doing gua sha. And so I was just like, all right, cool. Like I'll try this, I guess. And I like posted a couple times doing it. And that's when I said, Brandon like randomly hit me up. He's like, yo, what you doing? And I was just like,
that sound like Bing.
Yeah.
Because like the other piece was like, again, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to find it out. And now I got this $900 bill from massage school. So I was teaching HIIT classes at like, so I would literally go to my studio at like from 5 to 10 a.m., drive out to KOP and teach a lunch HIIT class at the LA Fitness, go back to my studio, and then come back and teach the evening classes at LA Fitness.
Hustler.
And he was like, yo, like, can you make yourself available? Da, da, da. And I'm like, all right. So like I went to the field house, and it's, again, I don't know who these people are. Like I know like QBs, and it does suck for football players because like QBs happen to be the face because their helmets are off and the hair is flowing. But like there's all these little intricate other dudes.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, all right, everybody seems nice. And no one's called me a loser yet. Guess I'll stay. And like Bing had really brought me up to just work with Worley.
Yeah.
And I remember this day distinctly because he had just got a leg, like the other leg, he had just got tatted.
Yeah.
So like I got Tiger Balm, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is a good idea. So like I cupped his back, and I was like, I know I'm supposed to cup your legs, but like I don't really know how this is gonna work. So we're not gonna do that today. But like Worley's one of my guys, man.
Great dude, man.
Great dude.
Great dude.
He's such a good dude. I like watching him be a dad.
Yeah.
I love watching him be a dad. Like he's such a cool dad.
Nah, man. That's my guy, man. I'm so glad that we was able to. It's so crazy how everything's all connected. It's crazy, man. I love that. I really, cupping it hurts. Let's just get that clear.
Yeah.
But to be able to have that skill, not only as being, a coach, a teacher, everything, man, to add that to your arsenal, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's next on my list for sure.
Let's move on to the next picture.
I had a year of bodybuilding. No, it wasn't even a year. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a year.
Let's talk about it.
I did that was my downtime after college.
Yeah.
That was like, I think that was like the 1 year that I went like show for show.
Talk about that experience.
It was awful. 2 out of 10 would never recommend.
Yeah, I heard about that. Discipline crazy though.
The discipline's wild. So like I even said that I lie to you not, one of my teammates were still cool. She like texted me. She was like, why is it such a task to go to the gym? I'm like, bro, because like for like 3 years straight, we were up at 4:30 at the gym at 5 a.m. doing cardio for an hour. And then eating cold tuna and asparagus for breakfast. Like to the point where it's disgusting to even think. I used to take egg whites because I had to eat like 8 egg whites every morning. I would take the egg whites and put it in a shaker and then put my protein powder in it and shake it and just
Yo,
And I convinced myself that it was great.
my man, yo, Hassan's boy, Ty.
Yeah.
We was in Arizona and he was doing that, and I'm like, bro, how are you drinking that, bro?
Right.
Like, it used to be crazy.
No, like, you dead ass convince yourself that food that's not good.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't tell me shit about rice cakes. Like,
Yeah.
I thought they were so
He
great.
was eating them too.
I thought they were. Oh,
Yeah.
and then you put me on the chocolate rice cakes.
Yeah.
But then I was
God.
told, But then I was told, like, yo, if you eat the chocolate rice cake, that's an extra 15 minutes of cardio. So, like, you would have to, like,
Yeah.
all right, bet. Like, you would literally be like, all right, I'll just take the risk. Like, got an extra 30 because I ate 2 chocolate rice. Like, when you think about it, I'm like, bro, this is delusional. Like, this is wild to think that I was, like, doing. And I did this for, like, 2-3 years.
Wow. So like
back-to-back competitions. Like, it was bad.
Was the reward, like, was it rewarding seeing the final result?
No.
Nah.
No. Like, if I think about it, like, you spend so much time chasing, and it's like, I think the other reason why I think is really cool that I work with teenage girls now, because, like, I think it really was like a body image thing for me. Like, it was definitely body dysmorphia. Like, even I remember feeling like after that show, like, crying because, like, a judge told me, like, I still had too much fat on my legs. That's crazy. And, like,
Wow.
and at this point, like, I'm 6 foot. So I'm 6 foot, and, like, in that picture, I'm like 137.
Damn.
Like, I'm small. Like, where's, like, even my bra is like 2 chicken cutlets in there.
Yeah.
So, like, because I lost everything. So,
Yeah.
like, you literally, and you don't, there's, like, not, like, that's the other thing. Like, I had, like, my coach, he was a pro, and I, like, knew a bunch of pros. Yo, you're spending so much money, and there's no return on the investment unless you're, like,
Top tier.
Like,
You get the sponsors.
Dark Sports is out here. And like, Dark Sports even got it, like, make it look like, oh, everybody's sponsored. No, like, they bring you out for photo shoots and then give you the 20% discount code. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching, like, my coach at the time, like, out here going to national shows, paying $450 to place, like, top 15.
Wow.
And you don't get nothing but a, hey, you placed top 15.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
yeah, that was, like,
A hard time.
very hard time. Like, I was in a dark place. Like, looking at it back then, I was in such a dark place.
So,
Yeah.
like, what's your message to young girls when it comes to the body shaming and that area of, I don't want to lift because I don't want to look too bulky, or, you know, like, what's your advice to young girls out there when it comes to that topic?
I lift and I'm not bulky.
Yeah.
Like, I bench 135 for reps. I'm not bulky. Like,
Yeah.
that's like a thing. That was like a thing when when the girls first started coming to me, like, the parents off the rip was like, I don't want to look like a man. Well, like, what does your genetics look like?
Yeah.
So, like, what does your bone structure look like? Like, what is your parents' bone structure look like? That could kind of tell you where she's going to be.
Yeah.
Or, like, people will be like, oh, well, you know, she should weigh. No, she shouldn't. Like, she's a teenage girl. Like,
Yeah.
her hormones are raging. So, like,
Yeah.
you can't base it off of that. Like, you won't really know her structure until she's like 16, 17. So just let her be great, bro. Like, let her rock out.
Yeah.
Like, if Ojo can eat McDonald's, so can she. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really put an emphasis on, like, the nutrition aspect. I more so put, like, a emphasis on like, the literal structural piece, especially with hips, because I do know as they're as they go into puberty, a woman's hips will start to spread and adjust for childbearing. Like, that is, but again, that's scientific. So, like, I have to work on hips and making sure like their hips are aligned, making sure, like, because again, that's one of the reasons why more women will tear their ACLs is because of how their hips are developing. So, like, making sure, like, ligaments around the knees are stable and structured. Like, that's my concern. Like, my whole thing is like, yo, you want to wear a crop top? Cool. If you want to wear joggers every day, cool. Like, whatever makes you feel confident is what makes you feel confident. Like, you don't have to wear leggings. Like, you don't, I don't have it so much with basketball. My track girls, I get it all the time. Like, the track, I will say volleyball, shout out to y'all. Y'all have gotten so much better because y'all allow players to wear leggings, but, like, those shorts were ridiculous as, like, 13, 14-year-old girls. They were ridiculous. So I love that, like, volleyball now embraces leggings. But, like,
like long They can wear the.
You can wear leggings now.
Okay,
like
okay.
it's approved on the high school and the college level. But
nice.
before,
Okay.
because like
That's
I have
good.
at SCH, we have a Muslim girl, and like
Yeah.
that was one of the things I was like, listen, I'm not forcing her to wear shorts. Like if that's her religion, then that's I want to make sure that like I don't disrespect her.
Mhm.
But most players do. Like I think it's really cool seeing like my younger girls who used to come in and wear the shorts. Like they'll come in now and wear leggings because like I'll wear the leggings. So they're like, Jan, it's really hot in here, but I like this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, you won't get floor burn. And I love that for you too.
Yeah.
Track is like the last sport that I'm just like, I would love for you to like actually just talk to a woman about how she feels
Yeah.
in this tracksuit.
Yeah.
Because it's like I do believe like the more confident you feel, especially as a female athlete, the better you're going to want to perform. If you're uncomfortable in what you're wearing, like you can't really lock in, right? Like I ran track and I hated it because we had those really skimpy uniforms. So like now I'm at the blocks, I'm also pulling out a wedgie. Like I can't lock in because I'm so concerned with like how these shorts are going to ride. Like so
man, this is a great conversation.
Facts.
Like this I love it. I love just this conversation, man.
And I think it's great. So like I think it's really cool to have conversations. So I'm just so used to having my brothers.
Yeah.
And like not so much my older brother because there's like age gap, but my little brother, he's like so I've watched him recently be like so into just like the girls and like how like we have a niece that's 9. And he's like so like how does she feel? And like he's like tapping into like more beyond like he's so conscious about like how he moves because like I try to be
That's how I be. That's why I'm
so like I think it's really cool to watch like me have these conversations with you guys and you have little sisters and like again like as a sister like there's some things we don't want to talk about with our brother like we don't want to have a conversation with our dad so hopefully you guys walk away thinking like yo she might feel a type of way like I should kind of reword this in a way that makes sense.
I know I need to because I be like I be not drawn to my little sister but I be like who that little boy
Yeah.
I mean,
like you kind of like lose the emotional like level of.
Like,
I had a moment with my little sister that
you got that on. Right
I think changed our trajectory of our relationship, and she started to open up to me more. You know, like I cried in front of her, like
that's
we cried
major.
Together.
Like that's so major.
It changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
Major.
And I asked her a question. I was like, how does it feel to have distant brothers? Like, how does that make you feel? And when she looked at me and she told me how much it hurt her. I lost it because I'm thinking I'm out here trying to be a certain kind of way and motivate our family and do all these different things, but like she's hurting because we're not there.
Yeah.
And it killed me.
Because there are some things. So me and my little brother are 3 years apart, and like the only time that I had like the one up on everybody in the family.
Yeah.
He was my little brother. We went to the same high school. So like no one gave him a name. He was just like Jan's little brother.
Yeah.
So like, and that's one of the reasons why I chose LaSalle. At the time, my older brother was coaching there, and obviously in high school, like I'm there all the time. Well, coaches at the time, nobody wants to talk about how like the recruiting sucks because like they recruit you and they make you feel super loved, and then you get on campus and they're so mean to you. But like my little brother. I literally saw the switch where he went from like little brother to teenager. Like he got to high school and there was all this pressure because he was like my dad's kid. And he was my older brother's like little brother. So I saw all this pressure put on him and I saw like the innocence kind of like fade. And I like knew, because like I said, we're 3 years apart. So I'm a senior, he's a freshman. I like legit told my parents, I was like, I can't go. I was like, I gotta stay. Like I gotta stay. Like, so I could pick him up from school. Like, just simple things like that. Like, I want to be able to pick him up from school. Like, I want him to have a place of, like, solitude. Where it's, because at the time, like, in my parents, I told him all the time, I don't care if you want to play the flute. As long as you want to be the best damn flute player on the planet, like, I'm rocking with you. Like, I don't care if you play basketball. And I think he was so scared because he saw how it affected my dad. When I told my dad, I was like, I'm not doing this.
Wow.
Because I, like, that up. We like just left like a visit in North Carolina and I came back and we're in the car and my dad thinks because we just went to like NC State, and we went somewhere else. And I'm in the car, and I looked at my dad. I'm just like, "You cool if I don't do this?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I want to play. I want to hoop." I was like, "I want to hoop." And he was just like, "Why? What?" And I'm like, "I just don't." And I never told him why. I was just like, "Oh, I want to do this." He was just like, "Well, if you find a other way," I was like, "Okay." And we recently just had that conversation like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
He's like, "Oh," because we're watching the women's tournament.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Oh, like, this is so great. If you would have had this when you were younger," I was like, "I probably still wouldn't have played."
Yeah.
Like, I think it's cool that these girls are seeing it, but like, that's a lot of pressure to be a Howard. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I didn't want to do that. And I think
that's hard as a like to you as a basketball dad, you as a football that's
it was nothing. It was nothing my dad did. My dad was no, I just didn't want
you didn't want it.
I just didn't want it. Like so again, like I was super sensitive as the big sister to like my little brother. So like it's so and transversely, he's very sensitive to me now. Like he'll like text me because he's in Luxembourg and he'll text me like, "Yeah, where's your mental at?" And I'm just like, "Oh," and I think he's the one person that I'll be super, super vulnerable with. Like I'll be super vulnerable. And he's like so respective and he'll like, "Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing."
That's what's up.
So how do we move forward?
That's love.
So like as brothers, you guys should just tap in with your little sisters.
I do.
Sure.
I definitely do. They just had a big loss yesterday. She plays for the flag football team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we had that talk, but definitely something that I have been trying to work on is being more sensitive.
Yeah.
Being more sensitive to the things that she actually goes through and what she sees and what she feels. And just hearing you talk about it is making me change my way on how I want to parent. You know what I'm saying? Because like I tell myself I'm going to be super hard on my kids. They're going to play sports. They're going to get scholarships. And then you have conversations like this and it's just like, well, I don't want to do that.
So like I think the other level is again because you guys play football at a high level, and it is different. Like when it comes down to boys and sports, is so different because it is really you guys navigate a straight path, and like at least around like sophomore year, you kind of know like yo I got it or I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
When for girl world, it is different because it is girl world. Like girl world is such a terrifying place. It's such a terrifying place. So like my girls have these parents that are, "Oh, we're going to do this and we need to do this and da-da-da." Not necessarily thinking about like what was said in that little girl's DMs. Like what conversations made her feel insecure today?
Right.
So I have to like help navigate through that.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. Like, yeah, you could be like I think you could do both. I think you could want success and want amazing things for your child. But when they're a girl, you also have to keep in mind like, yeah, like they might have had a really hard day and it was just an emotional battle for them.
Yeah.
That's deep. Let's go to this next picture. We talking about
My
women.
mama.
We talk about, I know you talked about it earlier. Talk about this experience,
This will make me cry. My mom is my hero. So I think last year we found out because she was in like remission for like 20 years.
Wow.
And we found out that cancer came back. So like no, it was before. So yeah, it was like before my little brother left because he was like, I remember him bawling. He's like, "I don't want to go back over." And I was like, "No, I got it." And I literally was just like, "No, I got it." So like I literally would go to my mom's cancer treatments every day and then go to work. Like nothing happened. And then I got to watch her in the mouth. And it was cool because I didn't get to watch her do it the first time.
Oh.
So like, because my mom just didn't want me there. Like the first time my mom got cancer, I didn't even like, she literally like moved us out the house.
Wow.
So like, it was so cool, that experience. So like, yeah, I would ride over to like, I forget what the place is called. But yeah, ride over and I sit with her and she go back and she get her radiation and then stop and get her food and I go to work.
Wow. Man, that is, just to be.
That's deep.
It is.
Yeah.
That's my girl. Like that's my love. I love her so much.
Now you seeing her go through that, does that give you strength?
Dude, my mom is the strongest. Like she's such a badass. Like my mom, like she's doing all this and like she's like we had convinced her to go back to school. So like she's literally going through radiation and then like going back home and hopping on her laptop to like finish her class. Like she's such like a badass. Like she's so dope. So like my mom is like, she literally is like the epitome of like a really good mom. Because again, she didn't know anything about sports. So like she didn't know anything about sports. So like her whole thing was like, you're gonna get an education. Because she's like one of 5. So like she was one of those that were like just like, she grew up really poor. And she didn't get the opportunity to go to college. So like, and I remember like my grandparents are from the South, so like they didn't know any better, and they like said to her like because she could have graduated, she did graduate high school early, and they were just like, they came to her and they were like, no, like she needs to go to college, and they were just like, well, we got other kids, like we can't afford to send her to school. So like my mom just off the rip just started working, and then like life happens and she has kids, and like she just dedicates her life to like being a good mom. So like felt like it was like my turn to like just be a good just a good person for her. So that's like really cool. And then I also like get to like tell the parents that I work with how you treat your child is like, you have to be cautious because like transversely like that karma could come back to you. So is that karma good or is that karma bad, right? My mom was such a saint that I was just like, dude, all right, we just gonna go to work late. It is what it is.
Yeah. That's such a beautiful story. Just, it makes me think about my own mom, and, sometimes you see your mom go through so many different things and you wish you can take the pain away from them. And for you to go through all the things that you've seen and went through with her, and seeing how much it has impacted you and how you mentor, how you love on kids, how emotionally attached you are to protecting kids. Just watching, I don't even know your mom, but I can feel her through you.
Oh, thank you. She would love that.
So it's just like,
she would love that.
We're all a reflection of our moms, because like in our community, like our moms are like
our
everything.
Moms are such a pillar.
I would see my mom cry because we couldn't pay a bill, or we ain't had no food in the refrigerator, and it would do something to me.
It would hurt.
It would hurt.
You know
what I'm saying? That trauma and that feeling, and we didn't have much. We didn't have nothing, but we had each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to have that, and to see how much she sacrificed for us. I look back at it now and I see, like, even when I hear you talk about how like your mom was going through radiation and she still found time to go to school, man, that's big time, man. And I know my mom. I know you're watching these shows, and I know you're gonna watch this show in particular. Mom, I love you, seriously. And
I love you too, Mom.
I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how hard it is for you, and I know how much you've been fighting, and I know you want different for your life and you want more. You can do it. That next step that you want to take, you can do it. And I believe in you, and I care about you, and I want to see you win. And
tell your mom. So my mom is 68. My mom's 68. My mom has 2 grown ass kids. My mom went back to school.
I love it.
She has like a little bucket list. So like she now that we're like in remission, she wants to learn to swim. So like I'm gonna find my mom some like adult swim classes. Listen, you want to ball out? We ball out.
Let's go.
We like paid for her to go over to Luxembourg. My mom had never been on a plane.
Wow.
Like ever.
My mom's scared of planes.
So like Kai comes back home for Christmas or whatever, and we're like, bet, like we're just gonna send you back over. Like if you've never been without this like 30-mile radius of PA. Like you would go, she would go to Maryland. Like we would always go to University of Maryland or whatever. But my mom, like Jersey, Philly.
Yeah, my mom.
So go see. And she had such a great time. My brother took her to Paris. She went to Germany. She went to Amsterdam. Like, bro, like go see the world. Like do it. Like, and like the thing is, like, we're in a position now that we can do it for you. So like, bro, you need help with the bills? I got you. Like I work for a reason. Like I live a comfortable life, but like I also work to make sure that like my parents never need.
That's love.
Well, let's go to your second parent. Let's go to your dad.
Moski.
Oh, that's Bean Bryant right there, huh?
Bryant. So
talk about it.
my dad and Joey grew up together.
Yeah.
So like Joe Bryant would like have dinner with my dad all the time.
That's
Like
crazy.
as in high school, they were best friends. So it's a cute story.
Yeah.
You know that league in Narberth? That what is it called? The
Sunny Hill League?
No, it's not Sunny Hill. There's a league in Narberth, like a outdoor league.
I think an outside courts.
Yeah. Do you know the league? What is
I
it?
know a couple leagues, but
There's
can't
this
think
outdoor
I can't
league
think
that's
about
been
it,
there
though.
for forever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they were 13,
Mhm.
so Bean is like maybe 6'9", and like my dad's like 6'3".
Yeah.
Apparently they had the shortest, loudest dads
Yeah.
at like 13. So like they were both embarrassed and they were like, yo, whose pop is that? And like my dad's like, mine.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, and then like Joey's like dad was yelling. He's like, damn, whose dad is that?
Yeah.
Joey's like, it's mine. So like they became best friends, and then like
Wow.
so yeah, and that's Bean when he
Did you ever get to meet him?
yeah. Like it's so weird to so like Kobe taught me to tie my shoe
Wow.
when I was like little.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Kobe Bean Bryant
Yeah.
taught Miss Yan Tom Soup how to tie her shoes.
That's crazy.
They would do my dad and like all the dads would go to they would go to the Y on Saturdays. Like that would be their like but I think the thing was like if you left on Saturday, you had to take the kids.
Yeah.
So like my dad, like it would be a bunch of dads trying to hoop with their yeah, but like it was me and there was like another little girl. I think there was like two other little girls and like two like we were just all over the place.
Yeah.
So like transversely, like my older brother is like 14.
Yeah.
So like it's like he's playing, my Kobe's playing, Lynn Greer
Yeah.
Jr. is playing, like because Lynn Greer, the dad was there. So like it would be the dads and the sons, and our badasses like being destructive.
Yeah.
And I like couldn't get I'm clumsy by nature. But like, so I would be the kid that would be running and I would always like step on my shoelace. And
Yeah.
so like Kobe, like, and like, I guess because like I was always falling near Kobe. I don't know. But he would like sat there and I remember him like teaching me how to do like the bunny ears and
That's
tying
crazy.
it through.
That's what's up.
So like, yeah.
And you talk about you want to follow up after anybody coming on the pod. That is a crazy story that I would never have expected you to even talk about.
So here's an even crazier story. Obviously the stuff in the news, like Kobe's parents and Kobe weren't in the best situation. So like this has been the first time my dad had seen Kobe since like maybe they played the Sixers in like 2001.
Yeah.
And I think it was his book tour. So they were at some middle school. This guy's like, oh, I want to take you. And like my dad is like so nervous. He's like, and I think I saw the video. He's like super nervous to like see Kobe because now it's not like he's looking at him like it's not Kobe like my friend's son. This is Kobe Bryant. So he's like shaking and stuff. And like Kobe is like signing autographs and he like looks up and he sees my dad and he stands up and he goes and he hugs him. He's like, I missed you. And like it's the
that's crazy.
We got that too.
Wow.
We got
You found it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it was such a cute moment. So
That's
like
crazy.
so yeah, like I guess that's my like 6 degrees of separation, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
That's love. That's love. That is probably one of the most beautiful stories.
Yeah,
Kobe
I got
Bryant.
the chills.
Me too, man. Just even hearing it, man. When I was going through it and I seen it, I was like,
and like I said in the video, you could hear like my dad talking about the Y games because like they would like it would be a every Sunday or Saturday thing.
Yeah.
And then my dad was on the coaching staff of the Sixers in '96. Like he was like one of the special assistants.
He was there with AI.
Yeah. So Kobe would actually, or no, this is like '94. But Kobe would come up there and run because like there was no real competition.
Yeah.
So like he would go up there and run rack, and like my dad would be like, "Yeah, he might be on to something."
That's cool.
This boy Kobe,
Yeah.
like
That's cool.
That's what's
so
up.
yeah, like it was for my dad to see, and it was. I want to believe this was like a little bit before he passed, obviously. So like,
this was a good moment.
it was a great moment for him. My dad is like the coolest old head.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
really is. Like he's the most down to earth person you'll ever meet. I think that's where I get a lot of it from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because obviously, like I said, my dad was like St. Joe's Prep's first All-American. He might have been Philly's like second All-American.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down to the University of Maryland. He plays with John Lucas. He plays with like Lynn Elmore. He plays with all these like stud guys.
Yeah.
My dad has lived a life. And he's just like the nicest human. Like he's just the most like human.
That's
Like, you know
what's
what I
up.
mean? Like
Yeah.
he's just like, and the joke is like, he really is just like my kids. Like he really is just like the Philly grandpa. Like he's pulling up the Don Frio, just cool as shit, just sitting in the corner, not to look for any attention or anything. He just vibing. He's just vibing. Like he's so into my kids now. Like he's so into their progress. So like he just vibing. Like he really is. Like, and my boys will text me like, "Yo, we saw Moski tonight. We had to put on a show." I'm like, yeah, he's just happy to see you guys. He's just happy to be with you guys.
I love it. I love this episode. There's so much happy, so many moments and so many reflective moments that we talked about. As we always like to close the show, we call it the Keep Going segment. And basically it's where you describe a time in your life where you had to pick it all back up. A time where, something hurt you, something that you really had to crawl up out of, and you kept going.
That's super easy. Was it 2017? Wow, that we got the music going. That's crazy. I know this is about to take the dark humor to like a whole new level. I tried to kill myself for like the second time. Like I was ready to I had the suicide notes popping. Like I was ready to like legit end it.
Wow.
And I don't remember like what exactly about that day was the day, but like my teammate who texted me, she was like, "Yo, can you just come to the gym with me? Cause I can't get to this cardio session." So I was just like, all right, cool. And like in my mind, I was just like, yo, I'm gonna just go ahead, satisfy her, and then like just get it over with. And like the time before, I tried to do it, like I was like a failure. And like I don't know if anybody, this is again dark humor. The worst feeling in the world is like trying to like take your own life and then failing at that. It's like, damn, like you're that much of a loser. You can't do that, right? So like the second time I had planned it out all differently. And again, like it was something about that day where she was like so adamant about me being there, like with her to do cardio. And it ended up being like the best day of my life, like the coolest day of my life. And I was just like, all right, I'll try this living thing for another day. And like 7 years later, I'm still here and it's pretty cool. Wow. Told you, dark humor. It got real weird. The music kicked in and I didn't know what to go.
Yeah, you're good.
But so like, I think that was like the darkest place. Like it was just bad. Like everything going up to that was like bad, really bad relationship. Again, just trying to figure it out. Like I was training, but like I hadn't met Charlie yet. So like I didn't really know what this training thing was going to do. My mom being a Black mom, like to her, like training wasn't like a real job. So like I'm getting it from her. Like you need to get a real job. Like and it sounded like, I was like, all right, living this seems like a lot easy, like a lot harder than like someone wants to make this like seem. So like, and like no one tells you this. Like when you go to college, like there's not like when you get your degree, no one gives you like the manual for adulthood.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, yo, it's cool. Like I don't need to do this. And like I said, she like asked me to do cardio that one day. And like, we made it like a whole girls' day. And it was like the coolest thing. So like, that time leading up to it was so dark. Like it was so dark. And now I'm here. I'm training kids.
That's love.
Out here catching vibes, man.
And we glad you're here.
Thanks.
I'm
sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now I'm gonna cry.
No, I love ShowTimeSpeaks. The fact that you even feel comfortable enough to share that.
Yeah.
You are changing people's lives every day.
100%.
Stop, guys.
No, you are.
You are so valuable,
Mm-hmm.
and you are so important.
Thank you.
I love you, and I don't even really all the way know you, but today you have a friend forever. And this is why we are doing this.
100%.
it's changing my life. It's changing Kenny's. It's changing all of our lives.
For sure.
I feel like I should put the glasses on.
No, for sure.
But
because
thank you guys.
Yeah.
We all find ourselves in these moments where we feel like we're not doing enough or we're not enough. And we don't know where we fit at in the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes God sends us certain people in our life to help get us on track.
Facts.
And it may just be that phone call, that text to go do cardio and make it into a girl's day that just might save our life. Because if you weren't here today, you wouldn't be able to impact all the people that you've been impacting all of this time for the last 7 years.
Facts.
I'm thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you're in this space and this comfortable space to come talk and speak. And we talked about it before this episode. Oh, I don't know if I can go after. No, this is the one.
Facts.
Because every little black girl, every woman, I don't care what race, what skin color you are, you can win.
Facts.
And I'm proud of you for even coming on and being able to express that, because this episode is going to save so many people.
So many people.
Because it doesn't matter where you are in your life, who you know, how many people you have in your life, your dad, your mom, all these different things, the hierarchy. At the end of the day, you got to love yourself.
Facts.
And I'm just so happy to be here. I'm so happy that we're able to do this and to impact so many people across the world. Thank you, Jan, for coming on to the show. Thank you, everybody that's involved in all of this. Thank you for all the listeners. Thank you to everybody. Continue. Please continue to walk on this journey with us, y'all. And you already know, it's always going to be ShowTimeSpeaks.
I got to give you a hug, y'all.
Sorry, guys. I looked around and everybody was sad. I'm sorry.